Hey guys, all content discussed in this channel is due diligence gathered with aim at better understanding the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's dive in. Today was an important day, because it marked the shift from investor fear into investor panic. Notice how no one is talking about bear markets anymore. Instead, everyone is talking about recessions and a market crash. We have been citing investor fear and the manifestation of those fears translating into huge sell-offs that could very well spark the next big economic downfall at a global state, and here we are now, seemingly in the brink. What you need to know immediately right now above all things is that there is no sign of a bottom yet. Anyone telling you this is as bad as it's going to get or that things cannot get much worse unless there is a market crash are either lying to you or completely oblivious to how markets work. There is plenty of room for stocks to fall without it being a market crash or the onset of a full recession, so adjust expectations accordingly. Let's talk about important developments. Beginning with the most useless of individuals, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is set to tell the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow that they need to be ready for further market fluctuations, which means high volatility, unpredictability, lack of control and accountability, and worsening stock performance overall due to all these same factors combined. I fully expect a huge lack of accountability tomorrow as I anticipate Yellen to begin blaming Russia for all that is happening, citing their unprovoked attack on Ukraine as the main source for increased economic uncertainty while totally ignoring the fact that the Fed printed so much money it doesn't know how to even handle the situation anymore. Before we begin talking about AMC, we need to talk about the entire stock market and about recessions because this is a big deal that we cannot put aside. The fall-off grace we experienced today was an extension of the fear that investors have of the effect that the Fed's attempt to control inflation through higher rates will have. In other words, they are not confident of the Fed's ability to control inflation, and even if they do manage to tame it, there are fears that the actual higher rates will bring about a recession itself. This is something I have been trying to hammer into you guys for months now, that the Fed's own actions will bring about a recession directly. Cryptocurrencies fell off big time, with the entire market capitalization dropping below $1.5 trillion. The leading digital asset, Bitcoin, fell more than 10%. The S&P 500 lost over 3% today, Nasdaq lost over 4%, and the Dow Jones lost 2%. The ugly number we need to talk about today is regarding a poll that the Wall Street Journal carried. They asked and surveyed economists what the estimative probability is of the United States economy being in a recession sometime in the next 12 months, and the number came up at 28%. A quarter of economists think there will be a recession in the United States. This is no longer a matter of speculation. This is a matter of huge concern that I think every person in the world needs to know and begin preparing for. Concerns about the economy will continue for months on end, so don't expect things to easy up anytime soon. We have been talking about this moment for months, so don't freak out. The dominoes are beginning to fall just as expected. Talking about AMC, the theater giant had its earnings report today and they beat expectations. The total revenues grew to $785 million compared to $148 million for the first quarter in 2021. Net loss improved to $337.5 million compared to the new loss of $567 million in the first quarter of 2021. EBITDA improved by $233 million to a loss of $61.7 million compared to the loss of $294.7 million for the first quarter of 2021. Adam Aron noted that the first quarter of 2022 represented AMC's strongest first quarter in 2 full years. The significant progress AMC has made is very rewarding, and Adam noted the cumulative success of Spider-Man, the Batman, Sonic, and the new Doctor Strange as indicators of the strong appeal of theatrical exhibition that still exists in great demand across the world. The outlook for theatric box office success remains incredibly high for the rest of the year of 2022, with notable showcasings like Top Gun, Jurassic World, Lightyear, Thor, The Minion, Black Panther, and Avatar expected to yield high volume and revenue. Adam Aron concluded that their operating and capital allocation priorities remain unchanged. AMC has raised $950 million to refinance the first lien debt, lowered interest rates, and extended maturities. AMC knocked it out of the park once again, but the stock performance was incredibly lacking. Now, I understand shorters never let the price action get too bullish, but I will actually say that given today's market performance, it does make sense for the stock to not have a huge breakout, though it should have gone much higher than 13.26. Let's now talk about today. The Fed submitted over $1.858 trillion in reverse repo operations today. Dark pool trades for AMC accounted for 49% of the total volume today, while dark pool trades for GameStop accounted 50% of the total volume today. AMC had a bearish performance, losing over 9% for the day. It opened at around 13.70 only to begin falling. After finding some support at 12.65, AMC bounced up, reaching a resistance wall at 13.25 before continuing to break support until the end of the day. AMC closed at 12.52, below the VWAP. After the earnings report, AMC's price action jumped. It's impossible to determine anything regarding what could happen tomorrow, so remain open-minded. GameStop had a bearish performance, losing over 13% for the day. It opened around 110, only to fall for pretty much the rest of the days with some failed attempts at bouncing back. GameStop closed at 98.79, below the VWAP. Come and join my Discord for more content, the link will be down in the video description. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Enjoy the rest of your day, keep on buying the dip and to the moon.